Hey everyone, welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Annika and I will be your host today. I have a very special guest with us on Adobe Live here,
Aw.
Isabelle Poirier. Isabelle, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. I'm really pumped. Izzy is the lead brand designer and owner of IP Design in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And I'm tuning in or streaming from Toronto, Canada. So we have Canada in the house today. I'm really pumped about that. Izzy, what do we have planned for day two here with immersive museum things?
Oh, we have a lot planned today. We will design that poster that we could not design yesterday, and we will be designing some merch. And I have already started a proposal document that we will be adding all of the mockups that we will be working on today for a final project.
I love that. Yeah, I think that most people think about making a final project proposal to clients, and I think this will be a great stream for that. But before we actually dive in, I just want to remind everyone that if you're tuning in both on YouTube or Behance, thank you so much for joining. This is a live stream, so you can go ahead and say hi in the chat or put in any questions that you might have for Izzy today. We also had part one that happened yesterday, so you can go ahead and watch those replays as well. And if you missed the stream right before us, it was the photography stream. We had our guest Koki Yamaguchi working on landscape edits. So make sure to watch the replay for those as well. But without further ado, Izzy, do you want to maybe introduce yourself again? Give us a little bit of an overview of your portfolio and dive into what we have planned for day two.
Will do. So I have a condensed presentation of what we presented yesterday. So I'll plow through it super quickly. But hi, everyone. I'm Isabelle, but everyone calls me Izzy. As Anika mentioned, I'm from Ottawa, Canada. Oops, sorry. I work at IP Design. This is my own virtual studio where we focus on branding businesses that want to render an experience to their clients. I am also a certified brand architect. And by night, I am the founder of the Ottawa Design Club, which is how I give back to the community while hosting speaker events, workshops, and we also design some zines. This is all a labor of love. This is our most recent publication, which I'm absolutely in love with. So feel free to check it out. Yesterday, we worked on an immersive museum brand, immersive museum. Thank you so much. And the concept is an idiom museum, which is an experimental and immersive room that examines idiom to render an experience in the literal sense of the expression. Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know what idioms are, it is like a common expressions that we use that does not necessarily make sense when you think of it, but like feeling under the weather means that you're feeling sick, or coloring outside the line means like, just be creative, spill the beans, tell us all your secrets. So those would be idioms. And the business name was putting the word museum and idiom together for museum, and it's phonetically the same.
Hey, look at that.
So we talked about the mission. We also looked at example. I'm just going to show you one today. So an immersive room for going back to the drawing board could be a room where all the walls are actually a whiteboard, and you can draw anywhere that you want. The Be Creative would be chalk paint, so it would give you that different texture. Mm-hmm. And on this wall here, you would have a hanged sketchbook that you can just pick up, draw something, and put it back. I really want this room to happen in real life because it sounds like a dream come true for me.
Yes, let's do it. Won the invite for that room. Yeah.
Yes. We also looked at our target audience, which you can see all of them here. We have Sherry, who is a marketing consultant. We have Anna, who is an editor-in-chief. And we have Andres, who is a UX freelance designer. All of them are looking to be inspired, looking for inspiration, and they're all in the creative field. This project is purely fictional, but if you want to make it a reality, contact me. I would love to work with you. And here's the design process. We looked at a mood board. We looked at some sketches.
Can we look at the mood board again for people just joining us today?
Absolutely. I actually love this mood board so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at like bold fonts, a lot of colors, but very
Mhm.
clean, and like there is a grid. Like if we looked at that poster here, there is a grid, but it's not. I mean, it's being broken down a lot, which I like, because
Yeah.
we're deconstructing, right, the meaning of idioms, so it works really well. And then we looked at my sketches and talked about how it was difficult for me to come up with our logo, but when in doubt, go simple. And
Yeah.
that's what we landed on. So let me go to my
Love that.
Illustrator.
While you're
We
doing
got,
that, I also want to say hi to chat. Hi and welcome on in, everyone. Wade, Steve, Arshad, Katerina. We have Barbara, Kieran joining us, Neeraj, James. So many people coming back from day one. I love that. Thank you so much for joining
yay!
us, y'all. Yeah,
Thank you
thank you
so
for being here.
much. So we got super messy yesterday, but we landed on this here. So now this is like the clean version that you can look at of the logo. Very simple. Again, going back to the amalgamation of two concepts. So we're using that in the logo as well. The reason why this is the outline is because you can't necessarily see idioms. So that also goes with that concept. We did some derivative, and funny enough, I had those two inverted. So, but I fixed it after for today's stream.
Oh,
And
interesting. I didn't even notice that.
I don't think anyone noticed, but it's okay. It's the good version now. It happens to the best of us, right? We're not perfect.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's tough designing while you're live streaming as well. So we totally understand.
We do so much so much more than just designing.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that, we interacted with the chat and asked like their idioms that we then added to tickets. So those were some idioms. And let me go to the InDesign presentation. So I cheated. I started to make that proposal in essence to save time. But essentially, I just redesigned the concept presentation that I presented at the very beginning, just using the brand identity of the museum. So it's the same content, broken it down a little bit. And yeah, we are using a lot of cutouts.
Yeah, you used Adobe Bridge for that, which was really fascinating.
Yes.
Chat loved it. We had a lot of chat interaction with like idioms yesterday. Are we going to have something to engage chat today? Are we going to ask them fun questions about idioms?
Yes. Please share your best idioms if there's one that you say. Actually, now that I've made this research on idioms, I have realized like how much idioms I use in my day-to-day vocabulary. I'll say like I have butterflies in my stomach. I'll say often going back to the drawing board. This is not my cup of tea. I say that often too.
I think this is such a great idea because it's just everywhere, but it's one of those things that's everywhere, but people still don't see it. And I think this would be like a great, real immersive museum idea because you can actually go and like be in that idiom, you know? Like I don't know if I'm explaining that well.
You are explaining it well. And the concept was a bit of a derivative of for people who are in New York, I think there's one in San Francisco and Chicago, but there is a color factory museum. And it's like rooms with different colors, and all the colors have an experience, sometimes a taste, a scent, an interaction. So those are immersive rooms as well.
Sweet. Yeah.
So I just want to show you this to like show you there you go. It was like a long presentation to get there, but we did this ticket yesterday, paint the town red. Best of both worlds.
Oh yeah, you added the QR code. That is so exciting. How did you create the QR code?
I went to QR Code Monkey because I know this is a free website to create QR codes. And if you scan it, it goes to my website. So,
can we zoom in on that a little bit? No, I'm kidding.
There you go. I actually relaunched my website yesterday. So this is promotion.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
All right. And for Cody Bear, I did make you a ticket as well. So hungry as a bear. So there you go. This is your ticket.
I'm sure Cody Bear's gonna love it. Yeah, I don't know if she's here yet, but Cody Bear, this one's for you.
This one
Thank
is
you,
for
Izzy.
you. Buried in fries.
Very cool. What do we have planned for today? Are we gonna work on the proposal? What's the plan looking like?
We will be filling up this proposal with
Mm-hmm.
merch. And
Yeah.
yesterday, like I said, we were supposed to work on a poster, and we did not have time. So let's work on
Yeah.
that right away.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I have this wonderful mock-up here.
Mm-hmm.
LA. I guess LA was actually a location in our proposal. So let's work on this. So yesterday, I was not working directly in Photoshop. I was linking everything to the mockups instead, and I was working in Illustrator. This is a personal choice. I find like I have more flexibility of doing what I want in Illustrator, but one or the other is not like good or wrong. Like I think if all roads lead to Rome, right? Oh, this is an idiom actually. So to do this, I would go and check like the image size, look at the sizing, and then do a canvas in Illustrator, which I have already started.
Nice.
And I landed on this for now, I was thinking if it was like a launch of the museum, we need to have something that's going to bring people in, and then going also back to our avatars. So Cherie, Anna, and Andres, what would they love to see? So I'm thinking outside the box because they're all creatives and they probably use this idiom. And I did not have a box already cut out in the library that I was using yesterday. So we will be cutting that very quickly. Using Adobe Bridge. So I have my image file up. It's already selected, but essentially I love using Adobe Bridge because you can, let's see, like I have all my folders here. And then I go to images and I can see everything and I can browse to everything and see it in a big format, which is really cool. You can also add some, like, you can grade the images if you want. And when you double click on it, it opens it up directly in Photoshop, which is great.
Yeah, I love that the versatility and like the usefulness of organization with like Bridge is very cool. Yeah.
It is super cool.
Yeah.
So because we're using cutouts here, we need to remove the background. I mean, this one is going to be easy because the background is so different from like the object. But I like to do here the object selection tool. Super easy peasy. Select this. It's framing it perfectly. I go to select, inverse, and to do it quickly, I know there's a lot of ways to do this, but to do it really, really quickly, I just uncheck the lock here, go to my selective tool, and then I cut it out, and then save.
Nice. Yeah.
Easy peasy, and it's done.
I love that. Yeah, I think after object selection after Max last year, it's just like super easy. You don't really need to go in with like the lasso tools and like make your selection.
I got so used to the lasso tool though. I must say I am really good with the lasso tool. But this has saved like so many hours of work. So thank you again, Adobe, for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially when there's like a high contrast between the foreground and the background, it works wonders. Adobe Sensei for the win.
Always. All right. So now I want to place this. Here you go. And how do we like the yellow? Should we do something else?
I don't know. What did you land up with? Like what's the color palette of the brand?
So if we go back to this right now, I'm just adding them as we go because I'm letting the idiom inspire me for color. So we don't have a full color palette yet. So the color palette that we have at the moment is this.
Okay. Yeah.
It's very bare. And obviously black and white.
Hmm.
So what are we thinking about the yellow?
I think I would probably use like one of the brand colors, but since it's like a work in progress, maybe you're gonna use yellow in one of those idioms as well. So I guess you could make variations, but I think this is working. Like the legibility is great. Um, it looks like you've got it sorted out already. We could make variations of
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you say this was like a launch poster for
A launch poster. I'm wondering if yellow, sometimes yellow, when you look into it, yellow can be seen as a color that signifies cheap or something that is on sale. So that's why I'm like, for a launch, like, I'm not sure. Sometimes I do like this yellow, but maybe.
How do you think? Yeah, that brings me to a very interesting question. I always know that a lot of people associate colors with brands and logos. What is your take on it? Do you do a lot of research before you're working with clients? How does that work out? How do you find out that what's the right color for the brand or the client you're working with?
So usually I have a questionnaire and there's a full strategy. There's an audit before starting the visual identity. The audit helps me figure out the competitors, and I try to do a complete 180 from the competitors so that you know that you truly stand out, that if you're side by side, you're not, oh, like this is this or oh, this is the same business.
Do you think that sometimes that can like kind of work not in the favor of the brand that you're designing for? Like, do you think like if it's completely different, people may not see it like as the brand you want to advertise it as?
Oh, you mean if it's different from the colors? No, I strongly suggest that if you have a color palette, to always follow it, because there's brand recognition. I think once you have brand recognition after a little while, like Nike, for instance, you can go and then do some campaigns where you can allow to just go a little bit outside, as long as the message and there's something that ties it all in.
Yeah.
But at first, I would like specifically at first, like consistency is everything.
Yeah. Kieran in the chat says, just to mix it up, can we combine two color palettes together? Maybe like a gradient. It might not work, but who knows? Yeah, that's a great idea.
We can try a gradient. Let's do it.
Let's try.
So I have not done a gradient in a long time. Thank you for that curveball.
Yeah, if you produce, you're already doing it.
So
And welcome to D, Firdaus, and William. Thank you for joining back again.
Hi, Firdaus. Firdaus is part of the Ottawa Design Club team. So thank you so much for being here, Firdaus.
Yeah. I think that actually looks pretty cool. That does bring it that immersive vibe to it. I don't know. Kieran has some great ideas.
Should we do? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Should we add more?
We can add more stops. Yeah. Something that's like also speaking to like the color palette that we have and the rooms and the variety of rooms that will be in the museum. I think this can speak to that. Oh, that's looking nice. I like the gradation of colors there as well.
I don't know how I feel about gradients in general. That's not my preference.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's see how it looks like.
We're doing it for the chat. Hey.
We're doing it for the chat.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's always good to experiment and see what you like and don't like. I think that's what is so beautiful about the exploration phase, that we can always just throw it away if you don't really like it, you know? Nothing is final right now.
So there you go. The link just updated, so I'm going to save that.
Oh, sweet.
It does stand out.
It does stand out. Yeah.
It really does. I'm happy with this. Thank you, Kieran, for the suggestion. So there you go.
Yeah, he says, sorry, you're totally knocking that curveball out of the park. Yeah.
There you go. All right. So I do want to add this to the proposal. So I want to show you a little bit what I have done just to set up this document.
Yeah.
I'll be jumping a lot from like InDesign to Photoshop to Illustrator today. So apologies if you're like, what is she working on right now?
Oh, no, absolutely. We love the interoperability between the apps in the Creative Cloud suite. So I love that we can see that you can make links and all of it is like non-destructive. So I love that.
I love that everything's connected together. When I figured this out in my early design years, I was like, oh, wow, this blows my mind. So if you go to pages, I'm in the parent. I just did like a black background. I also added a copyright at the very beginning. I didn't want that to be the star of the like the document. That's why I made it like very faint. You can barely see it. I did add a link to my website, but I wanted to make sure that it was always going to be on top no matter what, because as you can see, like we have some images that can go like here. Oh, here I removed it actually because it's the cover. But we can have some images that interfere. So I always wanted to have it on top. So in order to do that, I clicked on the layer panel and put it on another layer on top. And I'm making sure that whenever I'm working in my document itself, I'm on the first layer at all time. So that way, this is always going to be on top.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. That's a very cool tip.
It's the best. So I'll just...
How did you come up with like what kind of cutouts or what kind of images or assets you will be using? Like, I love that you use like a location asset and then there's this very cool, funky looking brand identity asset. How did you come up with the idea of like, how did you pick from like a vast library of assets? Like, this is the one that I'm going to use for it.
I try to find a connection with the images. Like if we look here at Andres, like he is in Vancouver. So this could be a high-rise in Vancouver. Anna lives in New Jersey, but works in New York City. So it just made sense to add the Statue of Liberty over here. For brand identity, well, I looked at identity and so I'm spilling the beans again, idiom. For me, like hair is a big part of my identity. So like the wig made sense here. Just like finding a mini connection. Here, there was no connection. It just looked good, to be honest. Okay, so I want to go add the right here after the mockup. I'm going to go and add a page.
So I know we're making like a proposal for the client. Is this how you typically make your client proposals when you're doing like the first round of designs? How does that work out?
So I'm seeing this as if it was almost like a pitch. A pitch proposal for a concept. But yes, I do try to have like very finished presentation whenever I send it to the client. A lot of mockups so they can visualize like the end product. And they're just so impressed when they see this full presentation and the thinking behind it. What I also like to do is record myself and like record my screen, and I'm going through and explaining everything, and then I send it out as a video in the email. And it just makes like very efficient meetings because they have already digested the full like content, and then we can jump right into it. Okay, what did you like? What did you not like? And okay, how do we move forward? And so that's a little trick that I was able to do after sorry, I'm just gonna...
I love that. So do you typically present, like if this were not a pitch deck, do you typically present like one concept, two concepts, three concepts? How many do you present? And what do you think about those? I mean, Do you think presenting one concept to the client in the first iteration is a good idea, or do you think more than one is recommended?
It depends on what we have talked with the scope.
Yeah.
Like some clients want to see 2 logo proposals, some clients want to see 1.
Yeah.
It really depends on the budget, really. So it depends from client to client, and it also depends on the project. I would do a full pitch presentation even for like a cool concept of a postcard.
Yeah, I love that. I think presentation and like really explaining why you made certain choices makes all the difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so being mindful of the time. Sorry. I'd love to make 3 posters very, very quickly. I have some idioms already like written down here. And I think I would also see that as a launch campaign where there's just kind of 3 posters side by side, and it could be like, oh, this is unrelated, but it's the same brand, and kind of make our avatars like question, like, what is this? And that eyebrow test that you want them to have. And eyebrow is a good thing. If they raise their eyebrows, that means that they're interested. So I think I like play your cards right, because that's like one that we hear often.
Yeah.
So going back
I think I'm sorry to cut you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That's a very interesting point that you brought up, that's a very common idiom. And I think when approaching some like our user personas that we have, I think it's a great idea to also think about the target audience in a way that they would know these idioms. So it's like easier from a strategy standpoint for them to be really interested in your brand.
That's it. And strategy is important.
Yeah.
Everything should have a meaning. The details, and specifically now that we live in a world that has a lot of noise, meaning that we are surrounded by marketing, by logos, and we're surrounded by so much logos that whenever I ask my clients, like, what's your favorite logo at the moment, they can't say. They're not in the design world, right? But they can't say. So that's how much. But like, when you think about it, you probably see 120 logos within the first 3 hours of your day.
Yep, that is true.
So it's really good to have an impact and like think about like the meanings. And humans are also meaning machines. We are always looking for that. So if you can say, hey, this is the why behind this full visual identity, or the reason of my business, or the reason of this immersive museum concept, well, it's a win already.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think most brands focus on the how and the what they're offering, but very few that are successful actually focus on the why, and why you should use the product, and why are we doing this, and why is it important for you to use our services or products. And I think that's what really sets you apart.
And why you?
Exactly.
Right? Like, it's not just why, it's like, why should I go to you? I'm very strict with my clients too. I tell them, if you can't go into a crowd and you know exactly who your clients are just by looking at them, you don't know your audience. And that scares them at the beginning. But once we do all the work, then they're like, thank you. You were so right.
Yeah. I love that. Kieran in the chat also says that about the poster design, that if we could, there was a suggestion about like removing the word box, because we actually have an imagery for that. So maybe it could be like having the visual there do the talking for you. So that's a great suggestion. Thank you, Kieran. Yeah. I do think, however, that meaning might be lost because it's like really blown up and it's a big poster. Had it been like a flyer, maybe it could have worked when you would. Yeah.
I agree. And also because depending on where you are on the street, you might not see the word box. So I think it's good that it's there.
Yeah.
Thinking from like the user end.
Yeah.
But great suggestion. That's part of the process
Mm-hmm.
to think like that. Okay, so play your cards right. I really liked what we did here. I like that repetition.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool and we have also been using this font, which I have not added in the proposal.
Oh, we gotta add the type.
Yes. So
Do
what
we
should
have-
we say? Coming soon?
I don't know. What is this flyer for?
So it's this we're designing right now for this post, like those 3 posters.
Mm-hmm.
So and we're about to launch the museum. So
Yeah.
which
I
think we should have dates.
I'm trying to think of something very funny and witty.
Right.
I think it just always go in that direction. Might go with our theme as well. What do you have in mind? Coming soon? Or chat, can you let us know what you would like to say or what you usually see when you see like a new museum coming up near in a museum near you? I'm trying to Google on the side here just to see how I can help you with that.
Yes,
Let's see.
curveball to you.
Yeah. Museum launch. Opening up. Museum opening up or something. Does that make sense?
Opening is good.
Yeah, museum opening or like first showing, private showing. That's definitely a thing. Maybe it could be a private showing. Or like public showing. I don't know. Private showing wouldn't be on a poster like that. It would be on cards to like a private audience. But maybe it could be like have a date. It could have like opening up today, and you could probably put like maybe we're just opening up 2 days, 2 rooms for the audience today. It could have that information. We could have like the website. Yeah, let me know if I'm saying this too fast.
No, I'm registering. I'm listening.
Yeah, maybe we could have like the website information and also the QR code again, because of
Good
course.
idea. So dates, we will do this October 22.
Chat has some fun ideas as well. Kristen says grand opening. Caroline joining back again. Hey, Caroline.
Hey,
says
Carol.
museum opening. Yeah.
Grand opening. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Grand opening, October 2. We'll do like a very long show. March.
Special event bookings. Okay, that's a good one as well, because maybe we could have one room which is a blank room, and that could be based on like a customer and their idea of like an immersive museum, and that could be like a custom experience for the people walking into the museum. That's a great idea, Wade. Thank you. Yeah, Wade coming up with these ideas. Thank you, Wade, for modding as well. Yeah, thanks for being here.
I always get confused with the way of writing the dates, the American way and the the Canadian way.
Well, I play it safe and just say October 27. Like much easier, simple to read. Yeah.
Okay, and then so we had the website. So it would be museum.com or
it could just say immerse yourself in our rooms.
I don't know. Immerse yourself. That could be.
I'm just thinking about it now.
I like that. Immerse yourself.
Let's see. What do we have here? I'm trying to find more.
Copywriting is such a superpower.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's something I'm trying to be better at. But it's hard.
Yeah. Caroline in the chat says, do you want to mention the immersive and interactive part of the experience somewhere? Yeah. I think Caroline and I are on the same page. Love it. So is this typically how, is this the kind of information your client will provide when we're doing something like this?
Yes, they would like, I would not unless I see that it's missing something and it doesn't make sense, I would request like a document, all the information that I have to put on. Sorry, what did Caroline said? Interactive part. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interactive.
Clever has some good suggestions. Feast your eyes. That's actually a good one.
That's actually an idiom, I think, because you can't
possibly
feast with your eyes.
Yeah. Possibly. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, we're about 35 minutes into the stream. So if you're just joining us, thank you and welcome to the stream. If you're watching this both on Behance and YouTube, say hi in the chat. And if you're lurking, save your work. And also, Isabelle, save your work.
Yes.
Yeah, if you have any questions for Izzy over here, feel free to put them in the chat. She's working all in Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, you name it. So if you have any questions for the tools or about her process, feel free to put them in the chat and I will relay them to her. Love it.
Yeah. Just gonna keep it like this for now. Oh, just wanted to make sure that I copy everything.
Yeah.
Because I am outlining the text.
Kristen has a very cool suggestion here. We're showing all our cards at this new interactive museum. Come join us. I mean, I added the come join us, but the
call to action, very important to have.
We're showing all our cards at this new interactive. I think that's a great one-liner to welcome people, because it kind of feels like you're talking to the person reading it, and that kind of makes it more personable. Love that. Thank you, Kristen. D loves the typography.
Oh, thank you. Hold on, I can tell you what it is. So the second font is 10B bold and regular. And everything is already vectorized. So I have to go to, it's here actually.
Yeah.
It is PP Monument Extended for the font that we're using. For
see if I can find
program.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, because I'm outlining, I want to expand it so it's not an outline, it's actually a shape. And I'm liking how this looks. Let's go to Bridge again. Oh, this is my mockup one. I have a few bridge windows open at the moment. So collage, and I think there was objects. I think there was cards at some point. I just need to.
I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'm going to mute myself for a second. There's commotion outside.
Oh. There you go. I knew there was cards. So the cool thing with Bridge is I can also just do a click and drag. And it's in Illustrator.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
I'm just going to move this because I wanted to bleed out of this.
Bleed out. That's a fun one. So do you typically have like a bleed area set up? How would you print this?
Oh, yes. I would, but this is for the mockup. But if it was like going to print, I would have like the bleeds. I want to see. Oops. Maybe the yellow could work here because I feel we need like the colors that we have now are very dark.
Yeah.
To add to That's part of the process.
Love it. Claudia, Nikki, welcome on in. Nikki says, loving the stream. Such a cool concept. And Dennis, hi. Greetings from Dubai. Hey, welcome on in.
Oh, hello. Where are you, like all of you in the chat tuning in from? I always love to see that.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a global audience here. I love that, everyone. It's like good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone joining. Forgot to say that at the beginning, but hey, I love it. So, do you like typically create a library of colors? How do you go about like having a consistency with colors in your branding?
Um, Usually I like to go from the mood board a lot because that sets the tone for the client.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I mean, I could have just used like the color picker from the mood board,
Yeah.
but I'm letting again like the idiom. I have a more artistic process for that one because it is a fictional brand.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah, people are joining us. Kristen from Vancouver, British Columbia, like Andres. Um, Someone from Nigeria, Germany, Montreal, London, Belgium. We have everyone here. I love it. Thank you for being here, you all.
Thank you for being here. This is so fun.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna link this. There you go. You would stop and look at that. You'd be like,
Yeah. Do you think
And
that there's going to be like the same poster on all of these or like a different one?
I would, for the launch, I would all do different ones, but in the sake of, because I want to jump into the merch,
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same poster, but different color background. So right now I'm just
Interesting.
going to
Yeah.
rearrange my artboards
Mm-hmm.
just so they don't touch each other. I would also have like a different message to make sure that like all of them are different, but it all says the same, like a different words.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I should.
Oh, how about them having colors and also maybe a different idiom at the
That's what
top?
I wanted, but I really want to
Yeah.
jump into the merch.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Maybe
So
for time's sake, we can just like
that's
change the
it.
colors of the background. Yeah.
But if it was like a real
Mm-hmm.
project, definitely I would take the time to really dive in, have like different ones. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you a trick. Maybe it's like a detour,
Yeah.
but sometimes like to use like the colors and I don't want to look at the codes. I'll just do like a screenshot and
Mm-hmm.
then bring it to this, and I can
Yeah.
easily just use the eye picker, the eye drop.
Yeah. Very cool. I think this works really nicely with the colors in the card.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think that blue here will work really well too.
Yeah. Good contrast to the red.
That's it. Perfect. Now let's go back here.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna link this again. And now it's telling me which one to link. I always do my save before doing enter. Okay. There you go. Just going to save that.
Love it. Alessandra is lurking. Alessandra says, "This looks nice. I'm here lurking since I'm working on my designs for work."
There you
I
go.
love that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for lurking. We love all the lurkers in chat. Save your work again. Friendly reminder.
Oh, and drink water. There you go.
Yeah. Uchena, I know you joined us from YouTube yesterday. Thank you for joining us back for day two. They have a question. They say, for your brand process, do you use one software or multiple software? I know we touched on this again, but would you like to answer that for them?
Yes. So brand
Yeah.
process, again, it depends on what is the brand and what is
Mm-hmm.
required.
Yeah.
But Illustrator is usually my go-to. Once I mastered Illustrator, it's like my world of design just opened up.
Yeah. Nice. Silvano joining us from Switzerland. Love it. Yeah, you do use like like a multitude of applications. I know you're using Bridge, Illustrator, InDesign.
That's true.
Yeah, that is pretty cool actually. I love that with CC libraries you can actually use like all of the assets within the apps as well. So if you don't really love how linking works, or if you're not a fan, or if it works better for your workflow, you can maybe use the CC libraries. That's also another way to do it.
Yes, that is a good way to use it.
Yeah.
All right. So now going in the merch. Sorry, I don't like. So yesterday we had a suggestion to do a coffee mug.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, it's an idiom concept. It's really like pushed. So maybe they have a coffee shop on site and then you can buy a coffee. So I'd like to design this instead of something you can buy. It's not necessarily merch, but you can still buy it. And I think using the idiom, "This is not my cup of tea," works really well, specifically if there's coffee inside.
Yeah. Nice. So how do you think how do you find the balance between like going overboard with idioms, or like where do you find like, because it's a thin line. I feel like when you're doing something like this, which is like immersive, and we have an audience that's really paying attention to what's the branding and what's the brand messaging, how do you find the balance between like not going overboard and really staying and really pushing yourself to the limits?
I think it would have to be idioms that really can render an experience, like a really cool experience in the rooms. And then thinking about that process before using the idioms. I think like "This is not my cup of tea" works well for a coffee shop. That could even be like on like a mural or something. Or like we taught, like "Paint the town red." Like I would not know how to do like render an experience for that inner room. Same thing as "Hungry as a bear." I don't know again how that would render. Maybe there's a way. Maybe we need to think more about it. But I would like see like, okay, how can we extrapolate concepts on those like idiom?
Yeah, I love that. Clever says, haha, all idioms, a thin line, overboard, etc. Yeah, I mean, we use idioms so much that you don't even realize it. I don't realize it anymore. I didn't even realize that I was doing it.
It's really ingrained in our culture. And I think I think all languages really have their own idiom. And like we mentioned yesterday, not all of them are translatable from like English to another language and vice versa.
Are we making the coffee cup now?
Yes, we are.
Love it.
Perfect.
Okay, so it's linked. Okay, that's a very cool way to actually check out if the link is working. Just put like a random solid color background and then link the file to see if it changes. Yeah.
Not my cup of tea. What color do we want to have the mug for this? Chat, you can decide.
Chat, give us the colors. Maybe like stick to 2 colors though. Give us a choice of 2 colors because color is such a huge spectrum. Yeah, you got to give us 2 colors to choose from.
I'm wondering if, I know everything is justified to the left, but I'm wondering if for the sake of the cup, because it has that like cylinder shape, if it should be centered. I hate centered text. Hate it. I mean, sometimes you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
Kristen says tea colored. I'm guessing that's what they mean. It's possible. Yeah.
Tea color. Well, tea color is like not really appealing.
Maybe like a beige would work with like
I'm seeing something like very vibrant, like something you would love to walk with, like when you leave and you'd be like, I just had this experience and I'm drinking coffee and idiom coffee.
oh, they mean teal. Oh, the L was
Oh,
lowercase. My
teal.
bad. Yeah. Teal. Yeah.
There you
There
go.
you go. There's royal blue or khaki green. I don't know. There's a lot of choices in chat now. I'm like, thank you, chat. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I love working with mockups. It's my favorite thing, actually. When you actually see the brand all coming together,
Yeah.
and then starts to have like its own life, it's the best. I'm going to change it up for that one, and instead of having like the actual word of what it is, it's not my, because I want to emphasize that it's maybe not tea inside.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see how this looks. Oh, I have to paste it. It takes a second to update sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah. It does take like a little bit of a
small delay, but it's very, very small.
Yeah.
It would be cool to have that. On the side, and then let's go see if we can find something in the collage. I think there was food and drinks.
Nice contrast between the teal and the beige. Yeah.
I want coffee in that cup, and I would definitely do an Instagram post with it. People need to know if I drank my coffee.
Absolutely. So when you do fictional projects, do you ever actually just print out just for seeing how your design would look, or like maybe take your own photographs from mockups? Do you ever do that kind of thing?
Yes. So going back to the introduction, the zine, I have it here.
Yeah.
I love it so much. The zine here. We take photography with a photographer for that. Like, we don't use any mockups to advertise it, to showcase it, because it's not. Well, first of all, it's hard to find a mockup with that size because it's like a specific size. But we also want to have like the real thing, if that makes sense. So there's no surprises when people get it at home. Real photography plays like a really great role when you're doing your case studies for your website. There you go. It has updated. Let's see how that looks. That's cool. I would buy that.
I see the purple at the bottom. Is that like part of the mock-up?
No, it's a different
color. Yeah.
It's a different color. There you go.
Nice.
I really like this.
Yeah, I think the asset image and the background image really go well together. So it's a great combination.
I love there's a beautiful smile at the back. Let's add this in our document.
It's so fascinating to see like the mock-ups that you've chosen, because I would never, like personally in my designs, I would never actually use like when there's like a person showing, because unless that's the customer I'm looking at, I don't want my viewers or like the audience to think that this is not me, like because we're very visual. Humans are very visual creatures. Like, is that something you think about when you're like looking for mockups? How did you come about choosing the mockups? Sorry, I'm just really curious about your
No,
process.
it's all good. I love
Yeah,
talking about my
yeah,
process.
yeah.
I actually like to use the human element a lot because I find
Mm-hmm.
that it renders like almost that, wow, this could be a real thing. And I think it also inspires my client a lot to push the
Yeah,
envelope. If this, let's say someone would come to me with this concept and then think of having a coffee added to the museum,
yeah,
then having like just a mock-up like, hey, phase 2 could be this and you could have this, and it would spark ideas. And that's a business trick for everyone. It's also a way for planting the seed, and then they have to come, not have to, but they probably will come back
want to.
like
Yeah,
and want to work with me for phase 2 if there's more
yeah.
design needed. You want to work like in a great relationship and inspire your client.
Mm-hmm.
um, in that sense, like I think this will also establish a big sense of trust.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unless the user is essentially what your user like, the image has a human element which is similar to your user persona, I think it works really well.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it could go sideways really
Mm-hmm.
easily. Yeah,
I was thinking of doing socks for
yeah,
as merch. I
mm-hmm.
would definitely see this being sold in like the mini
Yeah,
shop.
mm-hmm.
This I'm actually going to do, I think, directly in layers because it's not something that I could print after send out. So my reasoning behind doing like the posters already in Illustrator and stuff like that, it's like if the client needs it quickly after, it's
Yeah,
already almost made ready for sending to print. It's just an efficient way, and I can still charge full price.
yeah.
But this, because then I would need to create the pattern and stuff like that, I would just do it in the layers. So that's what I'm going to do.
Love that. Yeah.
Okay. I had an idiom for that.
Blue Monday.
I think
I
going
think I
the
would wear
extra
those
mile,
socks.
going the extra mile with socks would make a lot of sense because you're walking.
Yeah. I wonder if you've like planted this and planned this and like, I'm going to use socks and I'm going to use this idiom. But it's just like working out so perfectly. You're like, okay, let's do this.
Well, let's just put it like that. I am a little bit of an organization freak.
Mm-hmm.
So have I planned this? Yes,
Maybe.
maybe.
I was gonna go with a maybe, but you came in with a yes, but that works.
Well,
Yeah, I love that. I love that you're organized and you plan ahead. I think that makes for the that means you're going the extra mile, you know?
there you go. Pun intended.
Pun intended indeed.
And thank you. I totally forgot to add the dot at the end of everything. So I'll need to go in, not
Yeah.
now, but after,
Yeah.
and fix that, because the dot is very important because it's part
Mm-hmm.
of the visual identity. So
I
let
love
me
it.
add it here,
Caroline
actually.
says she totally prepped with the winky face emoji.
So Caroline is the founder of New York Design Club. We are planning
Yeah.
a launch event soon, online
Mm-hmm.
event. So allow me a little promo for the New York Design Club. But
Oh,
we're looking
interesting.
at,
Yeah.
I think, end of October or early November to have
Mm-hmm.
the official launch of the club. I mean, it's already launched, but to have an event.
Nice. So is it like an
Super.
online event?
It will be, and all the clubs will be part of it. So Montreal, Marseille, and Ottawa will be behind New York, but it's technically like a club community event, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the goal is to really launch New York and get that following up
Very cool.
So we can,
So,
if you're, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, tell us more about the design club. What does the Ottawa Design Club do? What's the New York Design Club do? And you mentioned that this is your way of giving back to the community by organizing talks and conferences. How does that work? Yeah, tell us more. How can one participate in like those talks, and where can we find you? All of those things, all of the good
You
stuff.
can find us online.
Mm-hmm.
We are mainly like an in-person speaker event.
Yeah.
And obviously you need to be like in the specific city for that. But I mean, if you are visiting Ottawa, you can definitely join. It's
Yeah.
not closed, it's open to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We are very big on sharing knowledge and networking. So we prep our like speaking event, like we are very, how can I say, we work really hard on that with the speakers. We really try to like dig deep, find like the good stories, like the value added, the proposition. And it's I love doing this because I get to learn so much from creatives.
Yeah.
And then we want to give that back to the community. So to participate, we do have some online events here and there. We had to with the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we can be in person again,
Yeah.
we try to be as much as in person. So New York, well, it's really specific to our own city. Like Montreal sometimes like had picnic hangouts on Friday night.
Yeah.
They have a podcast, we have a zine, we have speaker events, and I mean, we say it's huge, but I mean, it was over 100 people, which is still like
Yeah.
something.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Sorry, it's
Yeah, I
just
love
like
that.
taking a long time. It
Yeah, no worries.
froze.
Oh, it's almost done. I think we can wait for like the next
Okay.
minute to see if it works, and you can continue talking about the Ottawa Design Club.
Sure. And actually our zine is a good way to participate. You can
Mm-hmm.
buy them even though you're not in Ottawa. Actually, we are featuring people from all over the world. Specifically in this one, we have people
Yeah.
from Australia, India, all over Europe, all over the US, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously Canada. It's like a great way to connect, and that's what we want. We want creatives to start conversations with each other, share the
Yeah.
knowledge, become
Yeah.
friends. We know that some friendship have started because of the club, and this is like the best outcome that we can have.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Love that. We have the link for Ottawa Design Club in the chat. Thanks, Emily and Wade. Thank you for dropping the link.
Okay, I'll need to force quit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's still going, but I will.
Yeah.
Have to
Wade in the chat
reopen it.
agrees. Over 100 designers, I'd call that a nice size gathering for a special interest. Yeah, I feel like anything over 20 is great.
Yes.
And also, the bigger you get with the number of people, there's more planning and organization involved, and coordination also involved. So I think that's a very good number. Which actually reminds me, there's a Design Thinkers or GD conference in October.
Yes.
Are you planning to go for that?
I want to. It's not in the calendar just yet, but I
Yeah.
really want to. You
How
know
can people
what?
join the Ottawa Design Club if they're around?
Follow us on Instagram. That's the best way of knowing like what's going on. That's where
Mm-hmm.
we put all of our like events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we like, I don't know if I should say like we're not like, we have call for submissions for a zine, but we're not sure if after this next zine, if there's going to be more zines. Like we're maybe taking a break because it's a lot to put together specifically.
Yeah.
Because it's all on the side, and we
Mm-hmm.
are a small but mighty team, and with your permission, I would love to give them a shout out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So hi Ariane, hi Chanel, hi Eden, hi Kyla, hi Emily, and hi Firdaus. You are wonderful people.
Yeah. Thank you for
Okay.
making the Ottawa Design Club a real thing.
Thank you. Ariane was on live last October, and she did a typographic zine. And I mean, maybe I'm biased because she's one of my greatest friends, but
Yeah.
she killed it. It's such a good.
I'm sure, yeah. All the Adobe Live guests really put in the extra, like go the extra mile. I'm really pushing it now. No, I love that. Yeah, I also I want to remind Chad that in about 25 minutes we do have an artist spotlight. So if you're watching this on Behance, which is be.net/Adobe Live, right above Chad, there's this artist spotlight tab where you can nominate yourself or someone that inspires you, and we may be highlighting them in a future stream. So make sure to click on that link and put in the links. Hey.
So just because my computer does not seem happy with me today, I will do it this way. So I know everything's going to work. But I will repeat this, going the extra mile.
Oh, that's a cool idea to do. Do you think there would be any socks with like just the logo design on it?
I can make one like easily after.
Let's do it. All about it.
So again, the align tool is my best friend here. There you go. Also, I love when it bleeds a little bit. That's kind of like the brand that we have set up. There you go. Sock 1. Okay. We will link it back.
Yeah.
It was not clicked in. When you switch from one to another, that's why I didn't see it, because I was still in my Illustrator menu.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Let me close this so we can see better. There you go. This is one sock.
That's actually cool. I think the original on the other, like the other sock, kind of makes me think that what if this was white and like the teal on the colors? But
oh, if we inverted them?
Yeah.
Let's do it. It'll be 2 seconds for me to invert it. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Sorry to influence your decision. But yeah, for anyone who's just joining us, we're about 70 minutes into the stream with Isabelle Poirier today. I almost said aujourd'hui, but Isabelle is joining us for day 2 to design brand and merch using Illustrator, InDesign, and Photoshop. So if you have any questions for Izzy, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them. Love it. We have more friends joining in chat as well. Fergie, welcome on into the stream. Arshad, I don't know if we said hi to you, but hey, welcome on in. Look at that. So beautiful. I love it.
How cool. How cool is that? I love this.
I mean, it could just be a concept because not everyone likes mismatched pair of socks, but still looks great. My personal opinion.
And I think we should put the logo. Hopefully it's gonna work if I paste it in. Let's see. Maybe because I did it as a, but there's a lot going on. I have a lot of stuff opened, so. See if I do pixel. There you go.
Love it. Fergie in the chat says, who doesn't love fun socks? True.
Socks are everything. I never wear them, but even in winter, I'm barefoot in my house.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, good. Still
I love that you're just like, yeah, we are still good for time. I love that you're adding like mockups as we go into the presentation. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Can we do like a quick walkthrough of what we have in the presentation, or like have a
Yes.
link in the chat for the presentation? I know we shared that earlier, but for anyone just joining us, Izzy has kindly shared the link with us to like take a look at, get inspired with the kind of project proposal you guys can also create.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you see, looking at this now, it feels off because all of the other pages are, it's like almost too bright. So I will go and change the background,
Yeah.
put it a little darker. Maybe. And yeah. You want to know something cute? My cat, my door is closed with my office right now, and I can hear my cat scratching on the door.
Oh no.
Yeah, he usually sits beside me, but I didn't want to be interrupted or having like just a cat walk in the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can actually share the link and show you how to publish online to share a presentation like that. I can show you that right now. And then you can follow along with the presentation itself, and then I'll show
Absolutely.
it along here. So
Yeah,
you would
and to
go to
that, for those of us who missed yesterday's stream, can we talk a little bit about the brand as we go through as well? Yeah.
So you would go to file and then here publish online. So you would do publish new document, you would add a title, you can add a description. If it's a book, you can choose like single or spread, which is really cool. I have already published this to create the link. So in this instance, I will do update existing document and publish. And then it says, are you sure you want to override the link that you have now?
Yeah.
And it's gonna compress it, and yeah, it's online.
Love that. Yeah. Wade has shared the link. So if you all are watching both on Behance and YouTube, you can click on the link and see the presentation for yourself on your computer.
You can follow along with our voices as we explain it.
Love that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm also following along on my end.
There you go. Okay. So I'll just go back here. So having a strong like cover obviously is always like a good idea to make sure that it's captivating. Here I wanted to make sure everybody was included. So I said presented by myself, Annika, Adobe Live, and the Adobe Live chat. So all of you are part of this creative process.
Love that. Yeah.
I love to have quirky intro slides to what is being presented. You don't need them. Sometimes it's redundant and may scare people that just like, oh, wow, there's a lot of pages. But because this is a museum and it's highly visual, I think it's a good idea to have. So here it's just explaining the concept.
Yeah.
The location. What is an idiom? I actually love the fact that it's a mouth here because it's an expression. So I think it ties in like really well. Some examples of idiom. It's really much like the intro presentation that I kind of just rejigged in this brand or the museum brand. I really like this put together. And then like the business name concept. The mission. I love this cutout so much because like he basically looks like he's on a mission. Then the room concept. This I added some images. Let me zoom in. I was able to find some images of what it could look like. So here the concept is having pink tinted windows to overlook the skyline. This is actually a picture of New York. So like this was actually, when I saw this image, I was like, oh, that could be an idea for the room.
Yeah.
And then blessing in disguise. this. I would love to be in this room. It is so pretty.
Yeah, those images really speak to like how the visual representation could be like in real life. So I love that you did that. It looks pretty cool.
Thank you. The target audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to again like tie in everything, so I added like a cutout that represents their location. So Sherry lives in LA, so having a palm tree made sense. With Anna, as we said earlier, New York City, Vancouver, branding identity. Yeah. The mood board, the logo, the derivative. This is something we have not used yet. Maybe we can use it. Maybe with the second pair of socks, could be cool to have like a pattern of the logo and then a pattern of the circle. But I like, that's it. Like the dot at the end is important because it's like the end of a sentence, which is like the idiom.
Mm-hmm.
And then the color palette, which I'll need to add the gradient now. Thank you, Kiran, for that.
Absolutely.
The mockups. And it's a good idea to have, like, if it's something that is meant to have variation, like within the brand, like I think it's a good idea to show more because again, sometimes clients aren't creative or don't have that vision, and maybe they're too close to it, to their idea. And that's why they would come to you to have that vision. So having multiple mock-ups of the same thing helps. And it's, I think, also a good way that if they don't like it, you could be like, it's okay, we can do this, so that they're not stuck on like one idea, because that also happens.
Yeah.
And then the merch. I just love this so much. This image makes me so happy for some reason. I'll take a sip of coffee. And look at this mug. It's actually an art history timeline.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, Fergie in the chat says the rectangle shape reminds me of National Geographic. Yeah, that is true.
Oh, yes. There you go. I believe that inspiration, like there's nothing new, right? Like when you're inspired, it's probably because you saw something that made you go in a specific direction. So for sure, you can define it that maybe that, and I don't even realize it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the pun is already out, but like as a conclusion, I wanted to use an idiom to like complete everything. So in a witty way, saying like, you have to admit this concept has legs.
That is funny. Yeah.
So there you go. So that's what we have now.
Love it.
Now let's go back to making another sock.
You're gonna make the pattern this time?
Correct.
Let's do it. I love patterns. I love that there's multiple ways of doing like the same thing in Illustrator as well. Are you gonna use the pattern tool to make the pattern here?
No. I was just gonna do like the same thing because I don't use the pattern tool. Maybe do you want to walk me through it?
Do you use the repeat grid for the pattern? I use the repeat grid a lot.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't do that much patterns usually. My designs are very, very clean. But I love patterns in general. There you go. I'm just gonna do that. I think I want this to be black. So having a black and white sock a la Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
The hair.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
It is a good movie. So once you actually bring the objects inside here, you can select the object, and since you have it already selected, you can go to object on top.
Bunch, want to change the color. There you go.
You can go to
object.
Edit. Yeah, object pattern or something. There must be a thing. Pattern, repeat.
Pattern, make.
Yes, that's one of the ways. And now you can choose yeah, there you go. And now you can choose from the options right here.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can change, like, you can name the pattern, you can change the tile type, and you can change how it's like rotating. You can brick by column, brick by row on the tile type right above this. The
Look at
second,
that.
yeah, super fun.
And if I want to have more padding between everything, what would
Um,
I do?
yeah, so that is let me see here. So width and the height, and I think you can change that within those as well. Yeah. I think
Let's
that should
do
work. It's so
100.
tiny on my screen. I should put you on a different screen. Yeah, there you go.
Actually, let's do 60. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow. Love it. Learn something new every day.
And now you can name the pattern as well. So you can name it whatever you want. Circular pattern.
Or actually, it
Hey.
would be dots.
Oh, yes, dots. And then up on top it says done, and it's just gonna be added to your swatches once you click on done up top.
Done. Hold on.
On the left there's a button
Done.
right next.
Right
Yeah,
there.
there you go. And now you can create any kind of shape. Maybe you make like a rectangular shape, and it's already there in your swatches right there. Yeah, that's the last one.
So then how do I bring it on here?
So you make a rectangle.
Oh, right. Hold on. I have to remove this.
Mm-hmm.
Select this. Whoa, this is so cool. This is so cool. I did not know this. Mind
Amazing.
blown.
Yeah, you learn something new every day
See?
on Adobe Live. I love
You
it.
do.
Love that. Yeah, so that's like one simple way of making a pattern. You can go ahead and like make something from the repeat grid as well, which was originally in Adobe XD, and now Illustrator also has that. So I think it's super inspiring that there's like multiple ways to do the same thing.
Let's do it again because I want to make sure I learn it.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah. Then maybe this time you can use the repeat grid option.
okay. You gonna walk me through it?
Absolutely, yeah, I would love to. So you have the object selected. You can go to object and go to repeat. You
Oh,
can come out
wait.
of this. You can just cancel this out.
Okay.
So you have
So-
this selected. You can go to object, repeat, and choose grid. And now you see the little handlebars. Yeah, there you go. And if you want to change yep, that's how you, yep,
What?
you're doing it.
What? Mind
Mine is
blown.
blown.
Yes.
Exactly. I love it. I love the repeat grid a lot. I love it. Wade in the chat says, I see more patterns on your future, Izzy.
Oh, yes,
So
definitely.
Fergie says, oh, very cool.
This has opened up a whole new world for me.
And now
Thank you
if you
so
have like,
much.
absolutely. And if you have this like pattern repeat grid already selected, you can actually go back ahead to the object again to change like how they look. So you can again brick by column and brick by row. So essentially what the pattern maker does, you can do with the repeat grid as well. So that's pretty cool.
This is
Colby
so cool.
also says, yeah, the patterns are really fun to play with. Yeah, Colby Clyde's in the chat. Hey, Colby, thanks for joining in.
Nice link.
James Watson. Yeah, James is very right.
James was there. He was there
Yeah,
yesterday.
James says, I don't know a designer that knows all the tools. Yeah, that is true. That is so true.
There you
Love
go. Actually, again, I want to make sure it bleeds.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to see how that looks. I would wear that. I would still wear that.
Oh, that is so nice. Yeah. Caroline says, thank you, Adobe, for making our lives so much easier. Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm personally a fan of the repeat grid. Don't use the pattern maker anymore, just because I feel like it works with my workflow better. Like we all have our favorites. I love it.
We all have our ways of working too. My friend Ian, who was there yesterday, was saying that he's always surprised to see like other people's way of working and how different, and that's why he loved like watching these type of streams. Like, oh, then you can pick up on a new thing and then bring it back to your your way of working,
Absolutely.
which is
Yeah.
great.
We were talking about like the National Geographic logo, and you mentioned how subconsciously that may have been your inspiration and you don't even realize it.
Mhm.
I think that's how streams are actually working when you're lurking while working, because that is a mouthful.
That
That
is
was
true.
yeah, because sometimes there's like some tips and tricks that you like, the process, the designer's process is maybe similar to yours or maybe completely different, but there might be some things that you might want to include in your workflow. And now that you see it, you're like, oh, why didn't I think of that?
Mhm.
So it's super fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I just want to have this to put back on this, and I want to, oops, blow it up.
Love it. Yeah, we have about 5 minutes until we actually jump into the artist spotlights. I'm really excited for that.
Me too. Now I want to put it in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I kind of like that. There you go. And let's bring it here. Go. This is looking good. I like this.
It's coming together
It's
slowly but
coming together.
surely.
Mm-hmm.
I say slowly, but you're doing this in like 4 hours. So kudos to you.
Thank you. There was a lot of work in the background, actually.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot that goes behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The strategy to find like the idea and bringing everything together took
Mhm.
a bit of time, if I'm being
Absolutely.
honest.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of prep that goes into it as well. So yeah, I love that you did that. Wade in the chat has a very fun question. Wade says, so here's the question. Always matte socks or are unmatte socks more your style? Yeah.
I don't wear socks, so even in
Oops.
winter. I mean, I have to wear socks, specifically
Yeah.
in winter, like when I go out, but I work from home. Um, so most of the time I don't wear socks. And I apparently, even as a baby, I would remove my socks all the time. So I don't like, so this is like a very random fact, but yeah,
Yeah.
socks aren't my thing.
Hmm. Very interesting. Yeah, the chat is chiming in with the responses. So I love that the chat is so engaging about that as well.
Okay, so the t-shirt, I
Hmm.
think plain logo could be really cool. Black and white, super
Yeah,
easy,
let's do it.
since just enough time
Hmm.
before like the artist spotlight.
Love it. Yeah, I love that you're timing it perfectly. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Well, I have hosted too, so I know what it is.
absolutely.
Not as much as you, though. You're a superstar.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So is this like the t-shirt mock-up?
Yes.
Mm.
The t-shirt is always like tricky because you want it to fall, like even if it's like, see here, it's like kind of falling like a little bit on the side,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's perfectly centered. So sometimes you
Yeah.
have to play it by ear. Haha, idiom. So I want to give a shout out to James Watson, who was here yesterday and reached out to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually was designing along and sent me some museum logo mockups.
Oh, sweet.
So he was following along and like taking like his own journey into the design, which I think is super cool.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, James. James is still here and active in chat. So yeah, thank you, James.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I think I want to do this for that one. Oops.
Claudia also loves mockups. I love that. Yeah.
Oh, I love mockups. I have a hard drive just for mockups. I think
Yeah.
there's like 64 gigs of mockups on there.
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
Love the idiom there. You have to admit, this concept has legs.
I like puns. Sometimes I'm like, I love that jokes a little too much.
Hmm.
Where did I put this in mockups?
To your point about mockups and like having an external hard drive with mockups, I feel like whenever I actually want to use mockups, it's so hard for me to find a mockup that works. So like always just go back online to the interwebs and like, let me Google this. Maybe I will find something better, you know?
Yeah, I have to stop because I'm buying a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like this big library, but it's the cool thing again is like browsing through with Bridge because then
Yeah.
you can see what they are instead of
Mm-hmm.
just seeing like a very, very small icon. And
Absolutely.
like here, like if I go back to Bridge, you can see this one is selected. You can really go and like browse super small and browse like super big too, which
Yeah.
is a very, very good tool.
I love that. Yeah.
Should we jump into the spotlight?
Yeah, let's do it. We're at the 90-minute mark, and this is where we highlight a creative from the community. You may have submitted your work to us, or someone else might have nominated you to be the spotlight for one of our streams. And today's spotlight is actually graphic designer and illustrator Josée Lavoie, if I'm saying that right.
Josée Lavoie, correct. So
Love that. Yeah.
Josée is actually part of the Ottawa Design Club community. That's
Oh,
yes.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Yeah, let's look at some of their work and see what they have in store for us today.
Mm-hmm. First of all, like I guess she changed it because like I really liked her bio,
Mm-hmm.
but my eye goes here right away because I'm recognizing the characters.
Oh, wow. I love those. That has a very fun children's book kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I really Oh, is that Stranger Things?
It is,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
but in the children like
Mm-hmm.
rendering, which is great.
That looks very fun. I love that all of them are very distinct, but have like common features like the eyes and the nose. Um, it still looks very cool. I love the use of patterns there as well.
I was
Did
just
they?
about to say,
Yeah. What
very
app?
true.
What app are they using for these?
I would know at the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm. It should also say on the side at the top, but we can check it out there.
Tools.
Procreate.
Procreate.
Nice. Yeah. I love that. Josie is actually in chat. Hey,
Oh,
hello.
hey,
Welcome.
Josée. Make sure to
Is
go
it
follow.
José or Josie? I don't know.
I think it's Josée because there's the accent on the E
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and also
Another E though.
Josée. And
Yeah.
that's true. But Josée with the accent without an
Mhm.
E would be for like a male name, and then with the E is for female.
Love that. Yeah, let's look
Usually,
at
but the
the
rules are the rules now are all like all over the place with not all over the place, but it's changing with gender.
Mhm.
Yeah, which one do you want to look at?
I think the first one is really fun because it's like the book, but not really. Ooh, maybe I can be a time traveler. I love it. This is such a fun concept and love that the colors are all really consistent as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love these.
Josée definitely has a style, and it's portrayed in all of her projects, like on her profile, which is really good
Yeah.
from like a client perspective to see that you
Mhm.
have a style.
Absolutely.
This is so
Yeah.
cute.
It's like having brand consistency. So their brand
That's
is
it.
very consistent and you can if you've seen their work enough on publications or like in children's book, you can children's books, you can really tell that it's them doing it. So I feel like, yeah, pretty cool.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think these like are published. What I love about Josée's work is that she is very inclusive and thinks about everyone. Everyone is represented.
I love that. That is such a cool concept for like a children's book. Like, you not think that character design can work like that, but it's very fun to see. Yeah, I love it.
And I think that this also was born from the 36 days of type.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Love to
because
see
you
it.
can see, and that's all the letters, all the numbers.
Love that. Yeah, everyone in chat is really loving Josée's work. Thank you so much for sharing her work. Can you look at the pumpkin one? That is such a fun one. Happy spooky season. Yeah. Oh wow, look at that.
Oh, it's
there is
October.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I love that. I love this one. The colors all look so funky. The pastel colors are working really nicely for the characters as well. I love it. Yeah, that is such a fun and unique approach to Inktober because Inktober is traditionally known as inking and like making a drawing every day of the month for October. This is such a fun take on it, and I love that there are all like pastels and like, yeah, that is so fun.
This is hilarious. I love this.
Very cool style. Yeah, go follow Josée on Behance. There's a link in the chat for you all if you want to follow their work. I really love. Wow.
I mean, this is when like I want this for Halloween. Yeah. This is so cool.
Yeah, that's like Halloween inspiration right here. Halloween costume inspiration right here.
I think that's it. I think it's like Josée reappropriated the concept of Inktober and then turned the words into costumes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. I think I'm gonna like save this project on my mood board just for like my Halloween experience this year.
Is Halloween one of your favorite holidays?
I've never actually celebrated it. That's a fun fact about me. So yeah, this year is gonna be a fun year to celebrate Halloween. And now I have so much inspiration to do it. So I love that.
Thank you, Josée, for that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm gonna save it to my mood board. Can we look at the one at the iPad as well? Like the little lady? Yeah, let's do it. Ooh.
This looks like Encanto characters.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the details here.
Yeah. Wade in the chat says the Friends reference. Yeah, I see the turkey. Yeah, I saw that as well. Oh, very cool. I mean, again, the brand consistency is so on point, but the characters still have such a distinctive style. It's very, very cool to see.
The use of texture as well to bring depth, like within the character illustration. Oh, this is Isabella. I like her. She's an artist. Obviously, she's an artist right at heart.
Yeah.
And her name.
Yeah. These are wonderful. Thank you for sharing their work with us. I think this is really inspiring. Oh, look at that. Very cute.
So I love cute. These. I love this. I love this mock-up. This is great.
All of these and like the presentation in the Behance project is also commendable.
I was going to say that this is great. Having another perspective, even if it's repeated, but having them all together, your reading about it is different.
Yeah. I love that. These are all very fun. I love these. And thank you. Hey. Yeah, that's like a personal touch at the end. Which is very good. Kind of like the cover of the Behance project and this ending, like the same character kind of like brings it all together, you know?
This is good too. Like the header image here, it really shows the style and it brings, it's so great. Yeah. Well done, Josée. Your profile is definitely an example to follow.
Absolutely. Yeah. Go follow Josée on behance.net/Josée Lavoie. Absolutely. Yeah. Give them a follow and appreciate some of their work and get inspired. Maybe save their Halloween project. on your mood board for Halloween cosplay
Mhm.
outfits. Yeah. Thank you so much. And if you are watching this live or on replay, don't forget to submit your recommendations for creatives to highlight for our next artist spotlight. We have, if you're watching this on Behance, there's something right above this chat. There's an artist spotlight tab where you can click through a Google form and go ahead and put in your URLs. And maybe we highlight you in one of our future streams. Maybe it's next week. Who knows? So,
Who
yeah, thank you so
knows?
much again, Josée, for sharing your work with us. And now we can dive back into our museum brand. Let's do
Yes.
it.
So someone in the chat yesterday mentioned a postcard. So
Yeah.
I had put a postcard mockup. I just need to find it. Oh, there you go. I have a love folder for the ones I liked more.
Love that.
It was
Organization
this
for the
here.
win.
I mean, my naming folder could be better, but
Yeah.
it's okay. I was thinking of changing it up a little bit for the postcard because it's something you would buy in the shop. And
Yeah.
postcards are usually a way to remember the exhibit that you just saw.
Yeah.
This may be like chaotic in a way. We'll see how it goes. But adding all of the cutouts on one as a big medley of cutouts and then just having the logo on there. And that's it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I want to see how that looks. Let's do it.
So again, image size. And I need to write it down to remember. I'm not good with random numbers.
Now we do have a lot of Halloween chat in the chat. Halloween talk in the chat. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not over summer yet. So
Yeah. We're in
oops, that's not
Canada
what I
up
want to
here.
see. Okay. 2, 6. So I want to know in the chat, seeing this brand coming all together, would you want to visit? I'm curious to know.
Yeah, let us know, chat. Would you like to go to a museum like this? And how many times would you like to go to a museum like this? I mean, you possibly can't do all the rooms in one visit, right?
Possibly, but maybe depending on the exhibit, maybe it's refreshed, maybe there's different rooms, maybe like the exhibition changes or travels.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. All right, so we have the box here that I just want to copy paste. I'm going to reopen all of the documents that we have worked on. Maybe we add more collage stuff too. Postcard. It's already looking super chaotic, so I can't wait to see. This is an idea. It may not work. And we had the ticket. Oops, that's not. This one here, the ticket, makes me think about Stranger Things in a sense. Like the two worlds, like upside down. All right. I'm so sorry. I lost audio right now. I cannot hear you anymore.
Oh, I've been muted. I drank water
Oh,
and
okay.
forgot to unmute myself. And I was just
Okay.
like talking to myself for a
I
while
thought
there.
sorry, I thought it was me. I was like, oh,
No, I
because
try to
my,
mute myself when I'm,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, no, I
My,
was just saying that the chat is loving the image about like the best of both worlds. And, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
sorry, I was like, is there, I
Is
was
there
afraid.
audio? What's
So,
wrong?
I was a little scared for a second because I could hear my fan going too on my computer. So
Yeah.
my heart definitely skipped a beat right then.
No, yeah, totally on me. It's just streaming, you guys. This is how you know this is live.
Yes.
Yeah. It's all
Not
part of
fake.
the bigger picture. Yes. No, thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. Thanks, Wade in the chat and Steve and Biola. Thank you so much. Yeah. Very editorial, Claudia says. Yeah.
I'm not sure I like these here, but I think this could work. I don't like
Nobia
that.
E Design says, thanks for sharing. Yeah. Thank you for being here.
I really don't know how everything's going to work together. Maybe I'm regretting my decision right now, but hey, it's part of the process.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta do the hit and trial and see how things work together.
We'll make it work. Like, I think I'm just going to drop a bunch of collage. Let me go back again to Bridge. We used in the presentation, we used this one.
Yeah.
We used the eyes. And instead of dropping it, what you can do as well, if you want to maybe have open more than one, you can select while pressing the command key, then control, and then open with Illustrator. But it's not going, like, it's going to go on its own canvas.
Yeah.
You need to copy it after. So a little bit like opening an image in Photoshop and then bringing it to your canvas or whatever you're working on. There's multiple ways of doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the drag and drop though.
Oh yeah, gotta love the drag and drop. I just want to remind chat that we have about 10 more minutes here with Izzy today. So if you have any last minute pressing questions, make sure to put them in the chat.
Pressing question. That sounds so urgent.
Exactly. Yeah, we just have 10 minutes with you. It is urgent.
True. That is true.
I love that.
Oh, something
Claudia
I have not
says,
looked at. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, they're just thanking you for all the content. Claudia says, thank you.
My pleasure. It's always a pleasure coming here. I love to share the knowledge, the fun, and cool stuff. This has been extremely fun for me. I felt like I was designing the brand of my dreams, really.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you for sharing your process with us. I think having an insight about your strategy and the concept itself was really strong. So I think that that's like really coming in handy for our viewers here. Wade in the chat cracking me up saying emergency design questions. Yes. Like sign hotline. Wow. Should make that a show. Remind me, I should make that a show, okay?
There you go.
That's
Concept for
actually a show.
later.
That's actually a show here on Adobe Live. We have Paul Trani, Design to the Rescue is a show, which is essentially that. So yeah, make sure to watch those as well.
Just playing with which one goes like at the front, which one goes at the back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't hate the chaos right now.
Yeah. I think it's coming together nicely. Maybe if you had like a lesser opacity colored black solid
Yes,
rectangle on top with like as an overlay, I think it could work
that's a
with
good
like.
idea. Let's do it. I actually don't like the cards. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's like off compared to the
Yeah.
rest of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, a building could be interesting.
Love it. Yeah.
No, I don't want to see. There you go. Okay. Just going to group this.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna put at the back. I think black would be a good idea at the back. That way,
Yeah.
like that. And then you said an opacity on top, which is a good idea.
Or maybe it can be one of the colors that you have in your palette and just on a multiply layer on top could also be one of the variations that we can use.
I think this blue would look
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yeah.
Work well. Would look
Mm-hmm.
good. Work well. That's what I wanted to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
let's
maybe you can
link
change
it.
the blend mode to multiply on that. That way it's like
Oh,
blending on top, with all the images in the back, on the back, in the
that's
back.
a good idea. Let me Postcard just link this and I will do that. So where would I do that though? I don't do this often in Illustrator to
Yes, so
multiply.
if you have that object selected, which is a rectangle, it should pop up in your properties. Yeah. So the opacity layer, if you just click on the opacity, if you click on opacity there, like
Oh,
just the
click
word,
there.
yeah, and then you just change the blend mode from there. Yeah,
There you
and then
go.
now you can change the opacity again. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
that works well. And I also want to put the logo.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Yeah, we have about 5 minutes left in the stream. So I think this might be the last thing that we can show
Yep.
today. And then we can do like a quick wrap up of today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ooh, fun. I love that.
There you go. There's a lot of images, so saving takes a bit of
Yeah,
time.
takes a while.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But let
All
me
of them are
go.
linked as well, so that takes more time.
This
Totally more
will
time.
update. There
Oh,
you go. It's
hey.
just
Yeah.
missing the
Mm-hmm. Think it's doing it. Think we
it's
saved
doing
like
it.
twice. That's why it's like taking its time.
Oops.
Yeah, cool. Oh, hey, look at that.
There
Updated.
you go. And then that's how it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Can I change the background color? Yes, I can. I think it would be cool to have it dark.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna add this in InDesign.
Yeah, let's actually jump into the deck and give like a final look of the pages that we added today.
Yes.
Almost running out of time here. So yeah, let's jump into it.
Yes. So it would be added here.
Mm-hmm.
And actually it's perfect because this document will showcase everything that we have done.
Love that. Yeah. I love the all the mockups that you created. I love this. I thank you so much for sharing like this project proposal with us today. And I know people in chat can actually go back to your link and see the updated file as well. So with that said, I want to say thank you so much, Izzy, for joining us today. This has been lovely 2 days hosting you here on Adobe Live. I
It
hope
was
to see
great.
this project on your Behance and Instagram. Is that where people can
It
look at
will.
it? Yeah.
Yes. Hold on. Let me pull up my social here so you can follow me on Behance. You can
Mm-hmm.
follow me on Instagram. This is my business one. This is my personal one. My website. This will be added on my website as well. And please follow the Ottawa Design Club, which we have talked about. Check out our website. And thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. It was our pleasure to have you, and you've been lovely. We had some great insight on all your process and content strategy and concept. So, thank you so much for being here and joining us again on Adobe Live. Adobe Live will actually be back tomorrow with our evangelist for a full day of masterclasses. So, stick around for that. We have Paul Ronnie, Terry, and I'm forgetting Jason Levine coming up tomorrow. So make sure to stick around for those tomorrow. And we also have office hours with Nick and Andrew tomorrow. So make sure to stick around for that. But I want to say thank you to chat as well. Thanks so much for being
Yes.
interactive and being with us. And until next time, stay safe and stay creative. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Thank you again.